morning, world! We are here again to give you the latest news that's happening all over the world. This is the News Revelation. Let's proceed to our hottest news today, which involves human rights in America and Iran. This topic is frequently heard from news because it needs attention as thousands or even millions of people over the world is affected. We all know how influential and powerful America is. They are very independent in making decisions. In fact, for the first 100 years of the American Republic, Americans understood their rights solely to be those delineated in the U.S. Constitution. Since then, especially since the Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted in 1948 with American support, established the universal nature of human rights. To fully hear the details, let's call on Stacy McKillan, who's now in America. Hello, Stacy.
Thank you, Marianne. No nation, no matter how powerful, can successfully pursue improvements on human rights around the world independent of the international community. The U.S. has long prided itself on being a champion on human rights, and with much good reason. The current U.S. administration commitment to battling HIV or AIDS in Africa is consistent with this tradition. But for the most powerful nation in the world, long looked to the model as a human rights virtue to determine the international system is to cause immeasurable damage to the struggle for liberty. Our second news for today is the campaign for death penalty pardon. Amnesty International has long called for the USA to have a great respect for human rights because they both give equal treatment to the suspect and victim because they let the court decide which side they must be punished. They want to have enough evidences before they proceed to death penalty because they are considering the lives of their citizens.
What do you think America is currently doing to monitor their good status when it comes to their human rights?
They have this Better World campaign, which strengthens the relationship between the United States and the United Nations through outreach, communication, and advocacy. We encourage U.S. leadership to enhance the UN's ability to carry out its invaluable international work on behalf of peace, progress, freedom, and justice.
That's good to know. Thank you, Stacy. Let's now hear the news from the East. We would like to know the similarities and differences within the actions of the government when human rights of their citizens are in danger. Since before, Iranians have poor human rights to protect their lives and security. Until now, there are still numerous cases regarding the violation of Iranians in international law, such as torture, discrimination with the women, religious and ethnic minorities, government abuses, freedom of the press, political dissidents, cruelty towards children, and homosexuality. Let's call on Kato Abu Dhabi to fully give us the news. Kato Abu Dhabi.
Thank you, Mary Ann. I'm now here in Iran to update our viewers about the current situation of the people. Iran is very poor in its human rights. In fact, thousands of Iranians have experienced abuses like torture, executions, imprisonment, and unfair trials. By reflecting on these facts, we could prove that the Iranian government have consistently harassed, intimidated, and persecuted wide cuts of its citizens. Here beside me is an Iranian resident. She will share her experience about the personal inequalities in her country.
Yes, you heard it right. I'm living in a country where there is poor equality. This is a land where the security of my countrymen is uncertain. One example is during 2005. The official ban on torture was implemented, but still, inhumane treatment were reported being done like prolonged solitary confinement. in contorted positions and with sensory deprivation, beatings of the eyes, ears, back, and feet, hanging by the arms and legs, burning with cigarettes and sleep deprivation. Treatment of Iranian children today does not resemble and Swiss admissions of Iran-Iraq war. Nevertheless, abuses such as the execution of minors and the reported imprisonment of minors as young as 6 years old still occur. According to the Amnesty International in 2005, Iran was the only country in the world that executed child offenders, putting to death 8 children that year. Do you think this is justifiable? Do you think we deserve it? To all the benevolent people who are watching this news and hearing my statement, I need your help. Please help me and my countrymen. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a moving story. I hope that after this, many people, especially the Iranian government, will finally address the problems regarding human rights because it is affecting their jobs and lives. Thank you, Madam. That's it for today. I'm Katu Abu Dhabi, live in Iran. Back to you, Marianne.
Well, that statement was also alarming. We cannot afford to lose so much time. We need to move right now and help our brothers and sisters from Iran. I think by this time, we need the help of non-government organizations. If the government cannot address these problems as soon as possible, we should not lose hope. We should not depend to them always. We have the power in our hands in saving or even just helping other people even in other nations. It is not yet too late. Let us help each other. Don't look with the nationalities because we are one here looking forward to a better nation. That's for today. This is Mary and Jolie signing off.